I did that for you. Oh, I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Moore. Alderman Vaccaro.
Present.
Alderman Cone.
Present.
Alderwoman Howard.
Present.
Alderman Mohammed.
He's here. If I didn't hear the thing, I'll go get him.
Alderwoman Middlebrook.
Present.
Chairwoman Davis.
Present.
President Reed. You have
Well, you say here.
Alderman Mohammed.
Here.
You have 6, Madam Chairman. You have a quorum.
Thank you. This should be a short meeting today, and once we finish our, I had 2 meetings.
You should have 2 bills.
I think it was number
Page 7,
seven,
yeah, they're both here. You did not get a copy of 8?
Here it is, here it is. Okay. So, we have 2 items of business for the airport, and Antonio, you're gonna represent to that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, go right ahead.
Okay, Alderman, I present to you the first Board Bill 7. We are requesting your approval of 4 capital improvement projects as outlined on Exhibit A. The first project was identified in the airport use and lease agreement in our 5-year capital improvement plan. However, the paging system is more than 30 years old and is difficult to find replacement parts. So we need to expand the project scope to replace the entire paging system. And that's why we're requesting your approval for this project. The next 2 projects were identified as taxiway rehabilitation projects prior to 2016, and it was included within our 5-year CIP plan. Due to the pavement conditions, the FAA has mandated a full reconstruction project instead of a rehab project. Lastly, we have a few projects that we need to take advantage of the Bail grant funding by implementing electrical units that will reduce noise and emissions, pollutions, and lower fuel consumption. All projects were presented to the airlines in December for a vote and unanimously approved by the airlines. Also, all the projects except for the paving system are eligible for FAA grants or PFC funding, which pays for 75% of the total project cost. And now we respectfully request your approval of this board bill.
Thank you. We want to see if any members have questions on this bill. So we'll just go down the list and call. I'll have Alderman, oh man, Moore's down here, Alderman Vaccaro.
I really don't, just that you're saying that they go past the airlines, because they're the ones that ultimately have to pay.
Yeah.
If things don't work out so well.
Yeah.
So no questions, as long as the airlines are fine.
Okay. Alderman Cone.
No.
Alderwoman Howard.
No questions.
Alderman Mohammed.
No question.
Alderwoman Middlebrook.
No questions.
Okay, I don't have any questions, I just have a quick comment. I like the way you explained the bill because it's important for people to know you don't just sit there and make decisions on your own. We have to have input all the time for any entities that are affected with what we do. Okay, thank you.
Mhm. No
So,
Would like to make a motion to recommend due pass recommendation for Board Bill number 7.
Second.
it's been moved to second, would you call the roll, please?
Alderman Moore. Alderman Vaccaro.
Aye.
Alderman Cone.
Aye.
Alderwoman Howard.
Aye.
Alderman Mohammed.
Aye.
Alderwoman Middlebrook.
Aye.
Chairwoman Davis.
Aye.
President Reed. You have 6 aye votes, Madam Chairman.
Board Bill number 7 has passed committee, thank you. Go right ahead with Board Bill number 8.
Board Bill 8 requests your approval to appropriate $481,302 for an airfield lighting project, which consists of replacing electrical circuits on runway 12 left, 30 right. The project was originally appropriated for an Ordinance 70570 last year. However, testing of the lighting circuits revealed the circuits were reading below 1 mega ohm. The FAA mandates that circuits should read above 1 mega ohm, and FAA mandated that additional lighting units should be replaced when they performed a visit of the airport. Project scope increased due to this FAA mandate, and we are requesting your approval of the additional project costs. Again, this project is eligible for FAA airport improvement grants, which pays for 75% of the project cost. And now we respectfully request your approval of this draft board bill.
Thank you. Alderman Vaccaro, any questions?
Just quickly, is that 481,000, is that our match, or is that the
That's,
total cost?
that's the additional cost. So what we appropriated for in ordinance 70570 was $955,236.
So
The
now-
total project cost is $1,408,000.
So we gotta come up with a little over
400,
200.
yeah. Well, additional 481,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alderwoman Howard,
I have no questions.
Alderman Muhammad,
No questions, Madam Chair.
Alderwoman Middlebrook.
No questions.
Okay, I have no questions on this item. Do I hear a motion?
I move that we pass Board Bill 8 out with a due pass recommendation.
Second.
Previous
and
roll.
previous roll.
Yeah.
Previous row. Board Bill number 8 has been passed. Committee members, if I could just have about 2 minutes of your time so that we can get prepared for the rest of this session. We've had the opportunity to have some speakers come in, and you've had a review of process operations at the airport. I think we'd like to continue that. And we had talked about having the FAA regional representative come in and talk to you so you can understand a little bit more about, I mean, there's really a lot of oversight at the airport, more than they probably want to have, but there's a lot of oversight. So I'd like to make sure that they come in and visit with us. I'd also like to have the opportunity for us to have 1 or 2 union representatives come in and talk about the effect of the union representation out there, all of that. All these things will come into play if and when we move forward with identifying what we plan to do with the airport. So I think it's best for us to know firsthand and hear from people directly. Go right ahead.
I'll wait till you're finished.
All right. Also, I wanted to share with you that we've had another opportunity to look at the draft contract. It appears that it's getting closer to them having a meeting to vote on it. So I reviewed it this week and last week, but this week it was closer to being finished. My vice chair, Alderman Cohen, reviewed it with me, and also Alderman Ogilvy. I wanted to have more eyes than just mine there. They still have some things they need to tie up, most especially putting everything in its appropriate sync. For those of us who are real picky like that, we'd rather have it that way, so it flows properly. So I know that will be done by Attorney Garvin. He's gonna handle all that. And I wanted to know if you had any questions.
Well, just why weren't we invited to see it?
Because I'm not gonna have a melee going on.
No, but I would believe that members of this committee should have seen that.
Absolutely, that is the
And-
privilege of the chair to make a decision like that. Here's where we are. We have a document that has input from so many people right now. And at the end of the day, I really want to deal with the attorney, and I want to deal with the attorney in a way where we can actually get something accomplished. If you have 12, 15, 20 people in that room, they will want to change the entire document, and we will always be at the beginning. That is not the goal here. The goal is to move forward, have it completed, and have the appropriate steps taken. So that's why I only had the 3 people there.
Well, Scott's
Well,
not even on transportation.
Let me give you another explanation, okay? So, back some months ago, when some of us went up to the closed meeting, one of the things that Scott provided some very interesting points to the process. I identified him to be someone who was outside of the committee, because see, that's another thing you have to look at. You gotta look at the collective of the whole board too. And so he's outside of this committee, but I know he has relationships too. And he presents himself in a way that we can still get work done, okay? So I chose to include him in that.
Oh, I would, yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna argue it, but, you know, I had a lot of time out at the airport and feel like I would like to have had some.
Well, this document is really not about that. It really wouldn't make any difference if you had 1 year's experience or 20 years' experience. That's not what this document is about. Yes,
Madam
ma'am.
Chair, I have just two questions. One, if one of these meetings, I was thinking maybe when we meet with the FAA, we can meet at the facility.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, and then the other thing is, the document you're referring to
Mhm.
is the RFP
It's the
for the
consultant
outsourced
agreement.
The consulting agreement.
Okay, we still haven't
There's not
finished
a-
that.
right.
Okay, that's the consulting agreement to get somebody to put the RFP together.
Right.
At least the.
We still at
it's
the beginning.
document to the document.
Yeah.
And the E&A has not voted on it yet.
No,
No.
Okay.
And there's
I just-
a
I
working committee
thought-
that is
Yeah.
comprised of, representatives from ENA.
That-
And then the
that's been
budget
working
director, the
all along,
airport
yeah.
director, I mean, there's already about a 12-person committee.
Yeah,
that's-
we were at one of the
Yeah,
meetings, yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I understand that, I just
Mhm.
was kind of going, did it slip by E&A and I missed it?
oh, no,
I
no,
didn't
no,
think
we're
so,
still at the
but,
beginning trying to get it
You know,
finished.
sometimes if you blink,
Yeah.
things slip by you,
Yeah.
and you don't know, and I was just kind of wanting to make sure we were talking about the same document.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, Still there.
Okay, that's good, I respect your input on this, and I will defer to that, I'm good with that.
All right. Any other questions? No? No? Okay. So I'm looking forward to the additional meetings. I will make sure that, and Jeannie, will you help me with that? To
Certainly.
make sure that when we have the meeting with the FAA, we have it at the airport. And most especially, I think we should have a little mini tour so we can see those new things that we have out there too. Okay?
Wonderful.
And that includes the tour with the golf court. We are not walking miles. Okay?
I thought you were gonna say the golf course, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I'll bring my clubs.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was one out there.
Yeah.
We do still have Berry Hill out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might have to come out
Have
there.
you already been in contact with?
No,
someone?
no, I was gonna wait. I'm one of those process people, I go through you.
Sure,
I don't go out on my own to meet with people like that.
sure. Will do.
All right. Any other questions or comments? This meeting is adjourned.